It's time for a brand new episode of the Genuine ScLoHo Media and Marketing Podcast. My name is Scott Howard, also known as ScLoHo. This is an ongoing collection of media, marketing, and personal insights with a fresh update nearly every week since 2017. This is the audio recording of an article that you can read at my website, scotthoward.me. Altogether, I've published over 1,600 articles, and this one is titled, What to Expect in 2025. And even though I'm recording this at the Federated Media Studios in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I work for WOWO, that's WOWO Radio, and this is being promoted by my employer, everything that I say or write is strictly my own thoughts, and not necessarily the opinions of Federated Media or any of their affiliations and or advertisers. So, welcome to a brand new year, and for many of us, it's the first full week back from the holidays. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this article and podcast episode because we're all busy. However, I want to share with you what to expect in 2025. No, I've got no idea about all the details of your life. These expectations are what you can expect from me, both online and in person. My intentions this year are to write an article that will be published every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and also record a podcast episode based on that week's article that will also be live at 8 a.m. on Monday mornings. I've had this particular website, scotthoward.me, since 2011 and was writing and publishing on blogs before that for a few years, before 2011 or so. Then in 2016, my boss asked me if I would be interested in creating a podcast on advertising and marketing. I worked for a group of radio stations and actually started my career behind the microphone in still voice commercials. I told them yes, if I could simply do an audio version of the weekly articles that I was already creating for my website, and we struck a deal. So, along with the podcast and the weekly articles I publish here, I also have a newsletter that gets emailed free to subscribers. It's called Sound Advice. Sound Advice is written by a friend, Rick from Ends Media, and he's also given me permission to share as articles on my website too. If you'd like to be added to that mailing list, send me an email to scott@wowo.com. That's scott@wowo.com. And I promise to not sell or give away your information. Now, I know some of you have little information on who I am or what my credentials are, so here's the 60-second version. After starting on the radio as a teenage disc jockey, I advanced my on-air career to larger cities and into management. But at the ripe old age of 26, I moved my family to Detroit to work on the advertising creation side of radio. I eventually returned to Indiana, and by 2003 started working in advertising sales and marketing consulting. In 2013, I joined WOWO Radio, first as a member of the sales team, then 4 years in management before returning to the sales side a little over a year ago. I also decided to share online media and marketing information several years ago under the nickname ScLoHo. That's the first two letters of my first, middle, and last names mashed together, SC for Scott, LO for Lewis, HO for Howard, which is pronounced ScLoHo. Anyway, as I look forward to what you can expect from me here, I will continue to share some of the Sound Advice newsletter information. I'll write about articles that I see that pertain to media and marketing. And I'll also give you my own unique perspectives from someone who's spent a few decades being curious about the power of media and marketing and how human relationship principles are the key, the real key to success. More on that next week. If you have any questions about advertising and marketing that you don't know who to ask, you can ask me. Drop me a line, scott@wowo.com.
Podcasts by Federated Media.